The intricate dance of intimacy. Unlocking the secrets of female sexuality and emotional connection. Hello, dear readers. Welcome to an exploration that's as fascinating as it is vital, especially for those of us navigating the golden years of life. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Harmon, a seasoned psychiatrist and medical professional with decades of experience in mental health and human relationships. Today, I'm thrilled to share with you a deep dive into the world of female sexuality, intimacy, and the emotional bonds that tie us together. This isn't just another article, it's a journey. Whether you're here to enhance your relationships, understand your partner better, or simply satisfy your curiosity, I promise you'll leave with insights that could transform the way you view closeness, pleasure, and love. The foundations of intimacy. Why it matters more than ever. Have you ever wondered what truly makes intimacy fulfilling, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually? As we age, intimacy often becomes less about fleeting passion and more about connection, trust, and mutual understanding. Yet, the mechanics of pleasure and the subtleties of desire remain as relevant as ever. In my years of practice, I've seen countless couples rediscover joy in their relationships by simply learning more about each other's needs that shift with time, health, and life experience. Let's start with a surprising fact. Female sexuality is a tapestry of complexity, woven from physical sensations, emotional states, and even societal influences. Unlike men, whose arousal often follows a more linear path, women's pleasure is multifaceted. Studies, like those from the Journal of Sexual Medicine, suggest that around 80% of women require clitoral stimulation to reach orgasm. Yet only 18% can achieve it through vaginal intercourse alone. This isn't a flaw. It's a feature of human biology, designed to encourage exploration and communication between partners. As we age, these dynamics can shift. Hormonal changes, such as those during menopause, might reduce natural lubrication or alter libido, but they don't diminish the capacity for pleasure. In fact, a 2021 study by the North American Menopause Society found that women over 60 who maintain regular intimacy report higher satisfaction in their relationships than their younger counterparts. Why? Because with age comes wisdom, and a willingness to prioritize quality over quantity. The physical symphony. Understanding female pleasure. Let's get tactile for a moment. Imagine the body as an instrument, with every touch a note in a larger symphony. A tender kiss on the stomach, for instance, can ignite more sensation than a peck on the neck, not because the stomach is inherently sexier, but because it's rich with nerve endings and often overlooked. Contrast this with the ear, a spot romanticized in movies but less universally arousing in practice. In my clinical experience, I've heard patients describe how small, intentional gestures, like a lingering touch on the lower back, can awaken feelings they didn't know they had. Now, consider the clitoris, a marvel of nature with over 8,000 nerve endings. More than any other part of the human body. It's no wonder that clitoral stimulation is a cornerstone of female pleasure. Yet, overstimulating it can lead to discomfort. Much like pressing too hard on a piano key disrupts the melody. Recovery time is key. Sometimes a few minutes, sometimes longer, allowing the body to reset and build anticipation anew. What about positions? The missionary style remains a favorite for 80% of women, according to anecdotal surveys. Because it balances intimacy with stimulation. Face-to-face contact fosters emotional closeness, while the angle allows for clitoral contact. Meanwhile, standing intercourse might prolong female orgasm by engaging different muscle groups, increasing blood flow, and adding an element of spontaneity. And don't discount spooning. It's a gentle, comforting position that aligns bodies for both pleasure and relaxation. Perfect for older couples seeking connection without strain. Hydration, too, plays a role. Dehydration can dull the body's responses, while staying well hydrated enhances circulation and sensitivity. It's a simple tip, but one that's often overlooked in the heat of the moment. Add natural lubricants or saliva, used judiciously, and you've got a recipe for heightened sensation. Provided you avoid direct application to sensitive areas to prevent irritation. The emotional core. Love, trust, and discovery. Physicality is only half the story. Intimacy thrives on emotion, and this is where the dance becomes truly intricate. When a man is deeply in love, He might brag about his partner to friends, not out of arrogance, but as a natural expression of pride and devotion. Women, on the other hand, might soften their tone post-climax, a sign of vulnerability and trust. These behaviors aren't random, they're rooted in the brain's reward system, where dopamine and oxytocin flood our circuits, binding us closer to those we cherish. For older adults, emotional intimacy often takes precedence. A 2019 study from Psychology and Aging found that couples over 65 value companionship and mutual support over sexual frequency. Yet, when physical closeness is present, it amplifies these bonds. Take the example of nipple stimulation. 40% of women find it a critical starting point in foreplay. Not just for arousal but for the sense of being seen and cherished. It's a reminder that intimacy isn't a race to the finish line, it's a shared journey. Blindfolds, too, can deepen this experience. By removing sight, you heighten other senses, touch, sound, even the rhythm of breath, creating a cocoon of focus between partners. It's a technique I've recommended to patients hesitant to try new things, especially later in life, when routine might feel safer than adventure. The result? Often a rediscovery of passion they thought had faded. The challenges: premature ejaculation and beyond. Let's address a common concern: premature ejaculation, PE. For many men, it's a source of frustration, even shame, disrupting not just their confidence but their relationships. The good news? It's manageable. The stop and squeeze method, pausing during intercourse and applying gentle pressure below the penis head, can delay ejaculation by interrupting the reflex arc. Paired with mindfulness techniques, like focusing on breath rather than performance, it's a game changer. In my practice, I've seen men go from despair to delight with these tools, often within weeks. Positions matter here, too. Doggy style, while memorable for many women, can hasten ejaculation due to deeper penetration and increased stimulation. Switching to missionary or spooning gives men more control, aligning with the female partner's rhythm. It's a partnership. After all, when both feel heard, the experience elevates. Safety is paramount. The video I reviewed mentioned strangulation cases, 600 annually in the US. Per some reports, a stark reminder to prioritize consent and caution. Intimacy should never compromise well-being, physically or emotionally. Aging gracefully. Intimacy in later years. As we age, intimacy adapts. Menopause might dampen libido for some, but for others, it liberates them from reproductive worries, opening doors to exploration. Sex toys, with a history stretching back 30,000 years, think carved phalluses from German caves, remain allies. 20% of women own them, and those who do report higher satisfaction. Vibrators, in particular, offer quick, effective clitoral stimulation, bridging gaps where physical changes might slow natural arousal. Lingerie, too, boosts confidence. I've had patients in their 70s light up describing how a silky negligee made them feel desirable again, not for their partner, but for themselves. It's a reclaiming of agency, a nod to the idea that sexuality doesn't expire with age. For men, morning arousal peaks due to testosterone surges, a quirk of biology that can sync beautifully with a partner's rhythm if timed right. And for women, regular intimacy, at least weekly, supports physical health, improving cardiovascular function and emotional resilience. Single women, intriguingly, often outpace single men in sexual activity, perhaps reflecting a cultural shift towards self-empowerment. The art of communication, listening and learning. None of this works without dialogue. Women know their bodies best, where they want to be touched, how firmly, how fast. Men, take note. Ask, listen, adjust. A woman wrapping her legs around her partner isn't just a physical act, it's a signal of trust, a desire for deeper connection. Ignoring it risks missing the moment. Kissing, too, is an art. Mastering it, varying pressure, pace, location, keeps partners engaged. Neglect it, and dissatisfaction can creep in, sometimes leading to infidelity. In my practice, I've seen couples reignite their spark simply by slowing down, talking, and rediscovering touch. A journey worth taking. So, what's the takeaway? Intimacy is a dance of body and soul, evolving with every step we take through life. From the subtleties of female pleasure, clitoral focus, hydration, tender gestures, to the emotional threads of love and trust. It's a realm of endless discovery. For older adults, it's less about perfection and more about presence. Techniques like the stop and squeeze method or blindfolded exploration can enhance the physical, while listening and adapting strengthen the emotional. I'd love to hear from you. What resonated most? Are you eager to try a new position, deepen your communication, or simply savor the journey? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation alive. For more insights, subscribe to Psychology Old Age. Your support fuels this mission to illuminate the beauty of human connection at every age. Until next time, here's to thriving together.